Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen around the world. I hope you're not rushing like me to get uh, this lecture presented properly. Today is with great honor, guys. I present you Sergey and Elena, my best friends, all the way from Moscow. So, without further ado, please let's welcome, clap in the hands, everybody, Sergey and Elena. Thank you, Sergey. Thank you, Elena.
Thank you so much, Mirko. Thank you very, very much. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's unfortunately we don't see you because, of course, it would be great if we see your eyes and faces, and we miss all of you. And unfortunately, we can't travel, of course, all of us, and can't meet somewhere. But anyway, good afternoon, and we hope you stay safe and healthy. And of course, all of us are missing possibility to meet at dance competitions or somewhere else. And we are aware that some of you can't even go now to studios to practice or to teach, which is, of course, it's very sad because of lockdown. But of course, it's such circumstance. It's very, very important to stay inspired and motivated, and we very much believe that sooner or later situation will change and we meet somewhere, all of us, and we can talk, look in each other's eyes, and enjoy great, beautiful dancing in life, not only in online. And of course, it's such a circumstance. It's so important that there are some great online projects. Actually, we have one of the projects just finished 2 weeks ago. It was WDC Amateur League Online World Cup, and Elena and myself would like to congratulate WDC AL and Chorus with such a great event. I'm sure it was very, very important for dancers to be motivated and to practice like for normal competition, and it looks beautiful. And another project which was started I think end of August, yeah, more than 4 months ago, this wonderful series of free Zoominars, free lectures. It's already last for 4 months, and I'm sure most of you or all of you were enjoying a lot of lectures of great Latin and ballroom specialists. Actually, it's also project is finishing soon. Apart from our lecture, just 2 lectures left, and we will expect this next week, Gianpiero, and hopefully soon Donny and Gainer when they can be in same country. Of course, I'm sure everybody will expect on this. And for Lena and me, of course, it's very, very big honor to be part of this project, and we feel really proud that we can be today with you. And we'd like to say thank you very much to Competitive Dance Executive Board and Board of Directors of WDC for this opportunity, for the invitation to make a lecture for you. And as I said, for us it's a big honor, but also for us it's great opportunity to dance together, because we retired many years ago, and because of different schedule, we don't have so much possibilities, so many opportunities to teach together. Sometimes we do lectures together, sometimes we do training camps together, but it's not so often. So every time we have this opportunity, we really enjoy it, and it's great that we can do it also today, to talk to you, and a little bit, we will try to dance a little bit for you as well. And for us, it's a big thing that we can share with all of you our experience, of course, during 1 hour, some part of our experience, and some of our thoughts and some of our ideas. And as I said, every time we dance together, we really enjoy it. And I can say that sometimes when we have this opportunity now, we enjoy it even more than the time when we're competing. I don't know why, probably only now with some years, we value this possibility to dance together as high as it really deserves. And probably now we see only positive things in this rather than some stress or negative part. Nobody perfect. Of course, when we dance in a couple or even in life, when we have a relationship, of course, we have some positive, hopefully mostly positive parts of this, but sometimes we have some negative parts of this. It's normal because all of us are human. But now, for example, when we dance together, even if you don't feel something immediately good, we still very much enjoy it. And I'm sure that if we can say our relationship or our partnership or our connection with Lena was a part of explanation that some our dancing dreams came true when we've been dancing, because we enjoyed our partnership. Actually, you know the topic of our lecture, the name is Connection is a Key of Success. And it's interesting that we didn't choose this name. Actually, it was offered to us. It was offered, I think, by Mirko. Or, yeah. And interesting that probably ourselves, we couldn't find a better name for our lecture that it was offered for us. Because connection is exactly what we like to teach, both of us, what we like to talk about, what we like to think about, and what we really, really enjoyed and value when we've been dancing. And we believed that not we, but anybody can't have success or can't have great impact to public without great connection in a couple. Of course, we've been very lucky with many things, actually. First of all, we've been lucky with our teachers, who also always believe in a good partnership and good connection. And I can say that we've been lucky with our competitors around us. So all couples, all great guys who compete with us, and sometimes we were not happy that we lose some competition to somebody of them probably, but it was great to have all of them around us, because all of them also were obsessed about partnerships. So for us, it was like normal thing. I don't want to say to compare time, but I think that very often nowadays, probably couples don't think it seriously, don't take it so serious as it should be taken. So, of course, today we will try to share mostly thoughts from our experience. Some of this, of course, from our teachers, and some of it from our already pupils, but this is our connection to this actually matter. Without any doubts, the word connection is extremely, extremely important, as in life, same as in dancing. Actually, I think that the name of our lecture could be applied to also normal life, because in life, during all our life, we learn how to connect to people, and we learn how to connect to relatives, we learn how to connect to friends, of course we learn how to connect to lovers, just normal people around us. And we, without learning and without understanding how to be connected, how to know what to give and what to get from this, it's difficult to imagine that life can be easy. Even when you have good connections, it's not easy, but when you don't care about connection, it's very difficult. So dancing, of course, no exception. And dancing is part of life. But of course, in dancing, there are some specific, I can say, probably professional, specific things which we need to know and we need to be aware about, and which we need to learn, I can say, during all our career. Because doesn't matter if you're a beginner or already many times champions, every day you come to studio and dance with another person who has probably its own dreams, feelings, whatever. So every time it can be like, of course, using experience from previous day, but every day like a new life. And every day we need to learn something. We have to be more sensitive to what we give to people or what we get from people. So, of course, most of our time today we spent this conversation about partnership. But before we start to speak about partnership, we would like to talk and touch some specific things which every dancer have to be aware individually to become, first of all, a good dancer, of course, but also to become a person who can consider as a good partner. Because, of course, when you're a good dancer, it's a little bit more easy to become a better partner, good partner, but it's not the same. It's very often that people think about only partnership, but don't actually allow themselves to express themselves well, or opposite, only thinking about themselves. And don't probably take seriously how our actually skills or feelings or experience can help us to be a good partner, or to help our partner to express themselves well. So first, we'd like to start with some different types of connection, because our lecture is about connection. So different types of connection which actually important for us individually. First of all, of course, we have to be able to control our movement and control our body. So for this, we have to be very good connected inside of our body. And when we connected inside, we can control our movement. And of course, when we go to couple, we can control movement in the couple. And as I said, we've been very, very lucky with our teachers and concerning connection inside of our body, because it's a huge subject. And of course, you can talk hours and hours and a lot of examples. But one of our great teacher, Tona Hagen, gave us one little example, and this example actually made impact on us and stay with us forever. Actually, probably we can show this a little bit. Oh. Hopefully I didn't kill my camera. Okay, so hopefully you can see us and hear us. So when we want to be connected inside of our body, we can imagine, of course, very roughly, but this makes sense actually. So if we imagine we have a center somewhere in between, say, my hands, for example, somewhere inside of our body, somewhere inside of Lena's body, everybody imagines center differently, something like something really breathing, something about some small piece or something, doesn't matter. We just imagine that we have the center and we feel the center. And if we imagine that between center, inside of our body, and any part, for example, hip, any part of our body, we have elastic piece of material which can extend and come back. So if you, for example, go on a hip, I can say like this, yes, and we imagine that our hip inside our body connected to the center of the body. So every time Lena goes to the leg, to the hip, this elastic piece is extended, and we can recover it. And again, extend and recover. So what is important here? Number one, we never lose this tension inside of this connection. So it's all about resistance, of course, but it's not, it doesn't mean that resistance should be always very big, but at least we have to have something. Even it's the most extended position, like for example, even exaggerating, for example, we still have this connection. It's not like cutting, for example, it's not like broken. So elastic piece always stay elastic. Also, when you go back, when you recover it, also not like if you imagine elastic piece like go like this, when we lose the tension. So also should be not like that. When we go back to recover it, still some tension. Probably this is not a good word, but it's the best probably to explain. Tension, some kind of resistance and connection through this. exist. So every time Lena doesn't matter some movement, she always have this extension and recovery. Yes. So we can imagine any part of body connected. For example, side. So if you think this side, for example, and again inside of body, we imagine that we have connection between side and center. So, so this extension always exists and recovery. We can imagine knee, for example, connected to center. You can imagine elbow, if you want, extension or shortening. We can even imagine that, for example, turning our head also should be connected from our center, not just ourselves itself, but it's connected from our center, so we have some connection. So the more these connections between center and different parts of body we have, or probably sometimes we can connect directly, like hip and side, for example. The more connection we have, the better dancer we are, because we have better control and better control of different parts of body. So we can think about legs, we can think about leg center, whatever we want. And actually, it's good practice when we try to learn our body and when we try to find as much these connections as possible. So then when we dance, we can use it whenever we want. So, for example, next thing we continue. If you see Lena doing this connection, you immediately see that she became more connected to the floor. This is another point which we value very much, of course, because we, all of us, dancing on the floor. So this connection, this gravity can be also different in force, but should exist all the time. So you see immediately how two things connected. That one thing is connection inside the body and connection with the floor. So we became already more belong to the floor, but still dancing by body. And of course, when we start to move, we use the floor. And even when we transfer our weight, we use the floor and we stay connected. For example, with left leg of Lena. When she moved to the right, she's still connected. First of all, inside of her body. Second, connected to the floor, even with this leg she came from. So step by step, now we go to next very important point is connection between steps and movement. So immediately if we start to move, two things is important. We never stop our movement. Even if visibly it looks like we have some position or we have some stop, inside connections still working. Remember what we spoke first, it's elastic piece. So even, for example, Lena move, and suddenly stop, here still connection inside is working. This elastic piece of working. So when we then continue, also important thing, we have to know the order, what's going after each movement. So and don't have some, I can say, gaps between movement. So for example, of course we don't go so deep, but some orders, if we prepare our side step and we prepare the space, then we prepare the leg, yes, then we start to move using two legs, then we finish in hip and immediately start to move another side. Then we go to rotation, side going forward, closing, we prepare side, and we have some particular order to do different parts of body, to use different parts of body, but all parts of body are connected. I can look at this forever, actually, as much like. Yeah, so every time we decided to move somewhere or to travel or change our weight, we have to think how it's connected from movement to movement. Another one great piece of information we also get from our teachers is thinking about two balls. I can say like two balls, for example, also if I go like this. Yes. So if we imagine that Lena can imagine that she connected to two balls, connected to one ball, this connection is hand, but of course full body, and another. And every time she moved from leg to leg, for example, here, so, she never lose this connection. So if she goes to the right, she never lose this connection. So if she goes another way, so never, for example, if she doesn't care about it and go to the left and lose his hand, it's already will be one-dimensional movement. So also connection inside of our body will become not good. So every time when we move, we have this connection or even imagination of this connection. So even without hand, we can imagine that we have two walls here or two probably point of connection. Same way like we also can feel like, for example, here and the back, like two different directions. Then she change and again feel both sides, not only one side, but both sides. Yeah. And of course, if she, for example, you see now probably when she started to think only one side, she broke already and lose this, first of all, beautiful shape, and second, connection to next step. So actually, when we have these connections and when we use these rules, the main two things we can achieve, number one, we have better chance to create beautiful shapes because it started to be more smooth. Doesn't matter is it fast or slow, but it still look in harmony and it still look connected from moment to moment. And because of this, it looks beautiful. So we have better chance to look beautiful and look more professional, more harmonic from moment to moment. When people watch this, it looks like water or fire, so you can look and wear moments like this forever. So, of course, to be able to do it, we have to be very, very again connected. The word connected we can say 100 times today, but it's our lecture theme. So it's not possible to do it without connection of mind, soul, and body. Because even now, when Elena do these cucarachas, for example, before she starts to move, she, I can say, decides to do it. That now we do cucaracha. Then she prepares. So we already start to feel what we're going to do. And during doing this, of course, we have to feel how we use our body, how we use same elastic pieces or different parts, I can say, of body, or connection from one leg to another leg. And again, imagination and preparation and doing and feeling the movement. So all of this, mind control, soul, feel, body does. So all of this, all three parts are so importantly connected, because without feeling, it will be look mechanical and automatic, like robot. Without control, and it can be good feeling, but it will not look professional or controlled, or without possibilities inside of the body. Of course, it will look wrong, I can say. If we ask people from the street, for example, come to studio and feel the music and try to move, of course, it will look a little bit more casual and professional. So all of three, this part is again very connected, and one doesn't live without another one. So many things actually apart from this we have to be connected to. You don't want to sit, no? Okay. Yeah. Men sit, women stays. It's not really my habit, but okay. If we talk about different ways of how we have to be connected, apart from body connection, of course, we have to be aware how we have to be connected with the room we dancing in, because we have to feel the space, we have to feel the size of the floor, I can say, where is walls, and actually it's a good example to practice with also one of sport teachers actually offered to me. When you, for example, prepare for any competition, you know very well, for example, ASEAN, Dutch Open, if you prepare for Dutch Open, you practice in Moscow, very often try to dance or before dance, imagine all picture of ASEAN floor what colors of stage, where is the MC, long side, short side, public, lighting, everything. So you can even imagine this, and it will help for preparation. So when you come there, of course, you will feel like you was already there. Of course, all of us were in Aspen many times, but if you, for example, prepare for some competition when you not go often there, so it will help. So when we practice, of course, first of all, we have to feel the size of the floor and space of the room we practice in. When we go to shows or competition, of course, we have to be connected with public, because even though we dance for each other or for ourselves, still people come to watch us. So we have to be aware how we can deliver what we want to feel or what we want to give to each other. How can we deliver to public? So when we talk about competition, even connection with our competitors who dance same hit, also very important. So we have to be aware, not like this, but we have to be aware where they don't probably pay attention so much, but be aware that we are not alone on the floor. And apart from floor craft, it also helps us to feel more safe and feel more natural, I can say, if you understand that there are some couples and it's not like surprise for us. So you see, actually, it's a lot of connection, actually, or a lot of things we have to be aware about, and we have to be well prepared before we go to a couple. What mistakes, actually, a couple of things which people probably do wrong when they go to couple. First, they think that they can improve their dancing when they dance in a couple. I don't think so. I think we can express ourselves better. Because as a man, for example, when I dance alone, this one story. When I go to a couple and I have another meaning of my hands or my eyes, another meaning of even my steps, even I do back basic alone or I do back basic in a couple, the meaning of this, of course, completely different. And my expression and my feeling can be different. But we don't expect that when we go to couple, we just have to get something from another partner. First of all, we have to bring a lot. As we spoke, now we have to be prepared. We have to be prepared in our body control. We have to be prepared with, for example, knowing how to control the space of the venue, etc., etc. And when we go to the couple, we have to bring all our feelings and skills to couple. And second thing, we have to be ready to give it to a couple. And before we go to couple, last thing, but which we probably think that is the most beautiful way of connection when we talk about individual dancing. Of course, it's connection with music. And here we can also speak hours and hours, and it's just not possible to do it now because it should be probably another lecture or a lot of lectures. But probably some advices I can say we can give to people, because of course, first of all, we have to feel the music, but everybody's saying this, that you have to feel the music, you have to feel the music, and okay, and most of us understand this. But what is important, we have to learn how to feel the music. It's not only our instinctive feelings. Of course, it's great when we have this gift and talent to hear the music. But even then, for example, even if you have this talent, if you don't know timing or if of any dance or musical piece, or if you don't know the character, how it's connected to our movement, it's only our feelings, which probably can help us a lot, but it's not all. So very important that we need to learn many things, even to learn to feel the music. We need to learn to hear music, because of course all of us, if you dance 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 years, so of course you heard thousands of cha-chas, and some cha-chas you've heard hundreds times, only one melody. But it's so interesting when you start to hear, for example, I can give it like that, I can say it like that. If you hear the music with bad quality of sound, and suddenly you put great headphones, and you hear every small beat, every small note, is completely different impression of music. And we are dancers, but we dance by music. And in my opinion, and Lena agrees with me, we spoke quite a lot about music, and she's very dependent of music, I can say, me too, actually. But even though we are dancers, not musicians, but we have to learn how to hear music like musicians. Because when you hear all beats and all small notes, not only general mood, which is also help, of course, but these parts which music consists of. So when you understand the meaning of beats, when you understand the instruments which play in this, it helps a lot. It helps a lot. And as teacher of our teacher said to our teacher, and teacher said to us, so Waterlade said to Donny, and Donny said to us that if you want to consider yourself good couples or good dancer, you have to practice for good music, because bad music destroys good dancers. And what does it mean, good music? I don't want to spend so much time now to talk about it, but listening thousands and thousands, of course, tracks during our career or free time, whatever. Of course, there are some parts, some, I don't know, blocks of music, I can say, which we can call authentic. So it's come from the roots. So for example, if you talk about rumba and cha-cha, a lot of Cuban music or a lot of orchestra, Cuban orchestra music, which really have a lot of different beats and different atmosphere, or same time atmosphere, which create immediately your imagination how you have to move, especially if you know steps, if you know movement. So our advice, try to learn to choose correct music. And again, I can say that we've been very lucky. Another point that when we come to London for lessons, we've been lucky to be same studio with Donny and Gaynor practicing. And it was quite funny, actually, quite sometimes, that we had lessons with Tona. And every time Donny and Gaynor practicing in studio, same time, our lessons was twice better from our side, of course. Tona was always perfect, but from us was twice better. And of course, it was because the atmosphere Donny and Gaynor gave to each other, actually. They didn't care about who else in the studio at that moment, but atmosphere they put in their own movement, their own dancing, gave us a lot of inspiration. Apart from we could learn some details, but also inspiration was a bad thing. And they always practice by great music, unbelievable great music. And those time it was no actually iTunes that moment, or in other programs you can find the music. And for us for me personally, was very difficult sometimes try to find this music. And some music I got actually only some years after we already retired, actually. So music is very, very important and beautiful thing to be connected with. But okay, we come back to, or go back to our subject and talk about partnership. So as I mentioned already, first of all, we have to have something we can bring to our partnership, and we have to be ready to give it because without giving it's not possible to get something. So this is one part. But another part, of course, we need to learn all our life how to be a partner, actually, because it's not only about giving, but it's also about understanding each other. And this, actually, I think all dancers have to learn during all career or during all life. Even some things probably I learned after I was retired. It's a bit too late probably for our dancing, but it's good for our pupils probably. So talking about understanding, of course, it's also a big, big subject, but I can mention, or we can mention several things. First of all, of course, we need to study each other. We need to try to understand the reason behind reaction, or reason behind habits, or reason behind some behavior. And of course, we have to learn also, not only learn because we have to avoid something after this. It's not about only this, but to learn to predict some reaction from partner, or to know how probably to support her or him during some moments he needed, or give some security. And of course, we have to give a lot of respect to each other. It doesn't matter if we agree or don't agree with something when we practice, and we can be totally disagree with something, but with respect. And we never have to lose this respect, even we, probably wrong to say, fight during practicing, which is sometimes normal thing, but even though we don't have to lose this respect. So all of this is a process of learning, of course. So very often when new couple born, first period can be a little bit more easy than next period, because first period we only have a lot of dreams, and we don't see some probably negative parts of each other, or some negative details, or we just more thinking about future rather than living in now moment. So after some period of time, if we expect that this passion and this positive energy, I can say, stays for granted, it's a big mistake, because we need to learn how to cope with different things about us, and we need to learn how to do it every day, and don't lose inspiration, and don't lose respect, and don't lose love between us, and don't lose vision to dance together. So this is very, very important, and this is very, very difficult. And for us, we discussed it many times with Elena, and even after we retired, when we teach together or discuss couples, or we meet competitions, we discuss these partnerships many, many times, and both of us believe that dancing partnership is very similar to marriage. And in some ways, it's even more complicated, probably, because we don't have only live together a lot of time together, but we have to move together, and we have to get result together. And if we have bad result, it's of course can a little destroy our probably feelings, etc., etc. So it's a lot about marriage. But as very famous expression said, that good marriages are made in heaven. I believe also, we believe that good partnership also probably are made in heaven, but for us, it's also have extensions, that good partnership are made in heaven, but became a perfect in studios. So we never have to stop to learn about each other. Okay, so what can we advise to you, for example, who want to probably have some of our experience or use our experience, what we can do during practice time, how we can think about improving our partnership. We divide this part, very roughly divide, of course, for two parts: emotional side and physical side. Of course, as I said, dividing is very, very, very approximate, because both sides is like that. It's really connected, if you say about connection, and one is impossible without another side of this. But for probably more easy explanation, and more easy to us to give to you some probably thoughts. We divided it like emotional and physical part. So if you talk about, say, emotional part, we believe that first thing which we have to have and never lose is attention. So, okay, we can also try probably to show. It's very difficult to show something when we talk about emotional part. It's a little bit more easy when we show some physical part. We can do it later. But even in emotional part, if we talk about this attention, so before we start to move, before we touch each other, before we do anything, we have to find each other. And of course, we have to get attention from each other. So it's not possible just go there and start without this attention. And big part of this attention is our eyes, of course. Only part, but big part. Because through eyes, we can give a lot and we can get a lot. And sometimes, for me, for sure, eyes can inspire to dance, sometimes more than hundreds movements. The way how lady look at you, or man look at lady, for example, opposite, or partner can say, it's very, very inspiring thing. Should be inspiring for me. It should be inspiring because it should be not like nothing here. So this attention we get, and only now we can start to move. Of course, it's not only about eyes. For example, if I get eyes at Lena, but then I start to go around, I can probably just feel her and go past, but never go somewhere else. Even if I don't look at her, even I go from her, I still have some attention and connection to her. So as soon as I come back, you can get this attention. So this attention should stay from beginning to the end. And we call this, hope it's correct English word, involvement, when we involved in dancing with each other. Later on, we will show some physical parts of connection. But now, for example, even if I take Lena's hand and probably if I do something like I go completely different side, I still now also through our hands, but even without hands, I have to feel, talking to public, feel my partner. So same I expect from Lena's side, that she'll never lose me, even if she start to do something herself and dream about some her dreams. Still, if she does in a couple, we have to be together. So these two parts actually, attention and more involvement is very, very, very important. And another thing that we also, we've been lucky again, talking about Donny Gainer, we've seen every time when they've been practicing, it's inspiring each other. So when we get attention and when we prepare to move, for example, if you prepare to do some cha-cha without touching, the way how Lena can invite me by her body, or me can invite her, and she invite me. So the way how we invite and inspire and react to each other, this is very, very important. And this also very connected to feelings which is between you, and we can talk about many, many different ways of feelings. It's passion, fire, some spark between us, something else, but should be not indifference, because indifference is the death for connection. Better have some drama, better have some probably fighting or something, but not something neutral. So all of this, yeah. So all of these are emotional parts of connection. Again, I can say that it's not we have to have something just expect it's going ourselves. Sometimes music can inspire us, sometimes something else can inspire us. But if we're not ready to inspire each other, if we are lazy to do it, for example, there are some days when probably we don't feel good, or we are tired, mentally probably tired, that it's difficult to express something. We have to learn how to cope with this and give this inspiration to each other, and not give inspiration to the person who feels bad, but very important to do opposite. When I feel tired, I have to learn how to inspire my partner. Not expect that if I'm tired or if I don't want to do something now, I expect that she needs to inspire me. This is very important point, because usually many people think opposite, that if one feels bad, another one should inspire. But this is very often doesn't work, because this person loses energy, and this person who feels probably not good, probably it doesn't help sometimes. But opposite way, it works very, very good. So, okay, let's move together to further on. And now we go to second part. It's a physical part of connection. Of course, it's a lot of rules or probably good information around about physical connection, how we connect. But we will give to you there probably some points we very much believe that without it, it's very difficult to feel each other good, and to really become as one in a couple, when two people dance like one. And if you talk about physical part, for us, everything starts with touch. Now we, of course, spoke about attention and preparation, but imagine if we prepared. So the way how we touch each other can probably have influence for next dance when we're going to perform. So for us, touching is not like taking. Of course, it's like absorbing, and it's like feeling the skin, and through skin and through this absorbing, we take each other's body. Of course, we have to be connected between our hand and body and back, I can say. My hand have to be connected to my back. But if we have it, the way how I take, even if I do it fast, or if I do it slow, if I do it here, or if I do it two hands, I, first of all, don't just do it like this. I absorb my partner, and I expect that she will respond the same. I also feel here how she take my skin, take my hand. I also feel like Lena's back go through, like going really in my hand and in my palms, that we really start to breathe together. And from this breathing, we can move. Because through this breathing, we became one. So immediately after we decided to touch, we have to think how we absorb, how we breathe together. And this, how we can say, okay, I can say again, involvement to each other, or connection with each other through our hands, through our skin, through our breathing, should it exists during all dance. We never lose it. We always, doesn't matter which hold we have. If we change here, we always feel, doesn't matter here or here, we always connect through our skin, through our breathing. And if you have it, even if you do some mistakes in leading, it's still much more easy to cope with this. It's still much more easy to improve it during dancing. So when we took each other, when we already became the couple, come here, for example, or here, whatever, next thing we have to do from a man part, we have to guide our partner. I prefer this word to word leading. Of course, we are leading, but we have to not only lead from like demanding, which is of course part of leading, part of guiding, but we have to guide our partners through steps she goes through. So we have to be very clever in ways how we change her direction, give her maximum comfort in everything. So what we find important in this, of course, we have to change direction of the girl. So we have different ways to do it. First, very simple, when we go from forward to back here, opposite, we change direction from back to forward, and we change direction from forward to back through our loud and leading. And in loud and leading, I put a lot of feelings of allow a lady to finish her movement. So if we go one way, and I decided to change direction, first I have to let her finish previous movement. Same here. Again, I have to let her finish previous movement, and then we go change direction. So another big option, and changing by hip twist or forward walk turning, which we use in most of our steps. So for example, if you would like to change by hip twist, change direction by hip twist, the important thing is that I have to wait until girl finishes, transfer weight, and then I can change it. We can continue different direction, like for example, if we change here, and we can go back, or we can go forward, whatever, but I have to wait until she transfers her weight. Another option, if you do it when she does forward walk turning, so completely opposite way. So as soon as she arrives on this leg, I start to change her direction. So it's opposite. I have to be very clever in time to change her direction, that she can complete her movement, but be... Mirko? We see you. Yeah. That she can complete her movement and still be with us. So why I said that we have to be very clever, because it's not a cliche in each step. So for example, if we dance even basic, so I change her direction through finishing her movement in second step, allowing her to finish. Here, I have to change direction by hip twist. So I have to wait until Lena comes completely to this step. Wait. And then I can change. Completely opposite way when she goes to fan, because second walk is forward walk turning. So immediately I have to start to change her direction. So any step we have, we have to first really understand what kind of step our lady has, and if you know this, we can to understand how to change your direction correct way. So if you do, so if you have this delay walk, I have to allow her to finish. And again, I have to allow her to finish. Hip twist here. Here, change direction. Hip twist here. Forward walk turning. Hip twist here. Hip twist with frame leading. Forward walk turning. Hip twist. Frame leading is forward walk turning. hope you follow us. So every piece or every step we do, we can think like that. And if we think like that, of course, we can lead our partner good. It looks like we have to finish soon. Correct? Yes. Yeah. Okay. So, just one thing we would like to say about connection, and then a couple of things after this. So, it's always we have to use what we already have in connection, our emotional parts, our skills, but also we need to learn every day, all our life, during all our life, to learn how to improve it and how, for example, to understand ladies' part, how to understand how to change her direction. So never stop to learn in this and try to search and try to understand each other. And before we finish our lecture, first of all, I would like to say again, thank you so much to all of you and for the CDB for the invitation, but also we would like to mention a couple of things. First of all, is emotion or feelings. So all of us need a lot of information and all of us need a lot of education. And it's great that we can have great teacher, but the most important thing for dancer is to feel. So as soon as we get some information, as soon as we learn something, immediately try to feel it. Try to put it in your blood, in your skin, in your partnership, in your mind. Be crazy about how to feel this information, how to feel the music, not only listen to the music, enjoy how to feel here. Enjoy how to feel the skin of partner. Enjoy and learn how to feel body action or mechanic or whatever. So think like that information we immediately need to feel. Second thing we would like to say before we finish, it's not often that we have opportunity to say thank you very much to all our teachers. And today we would like to say it, because without our teachers, of course, it's absolutely not possible to achieve what we achieved as dancers. And we love all of you, and we remember all lessons, and we remember all your passions and love and information. But one person was very, very special for us, and several years ago in December, near Christmas time, she passed away. And of course, the things she gave to us in life and in dancing, it's always with us. And after she passed away, we never had the chance to do something in her memory apart from our teaching and giving her love and information to our pupil. Of course, we're talking about Tona Hagen, and today we would like to dedicate our lecture to her memory. And last but not the least, we would like to say that we are very lucky, all of us, very lucky, I think. We live in beautiful, beautiful dancing world. And of course, time can be different now, it's more easy time, but we are lucky we have dancing. So whatever happens, enjoy dancing, be inspired. We wish you Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Thank you so much for being with us, and see you hopefully next year in life.
In real life.